Hello, good morning students. How are you? Hope you are all doing well. Myself Gulshan Sharif welcomes you to Mahila Samaja online digital classes. Subject English, topic Salt on a Magpie's Tail, class 6th standard. So students, this is a folk tale. That means it is a story in which animals, plants and birds speak, and the stories have a deep message or a hidden moral in it. This story is set in Sweden, therefore it is called a Swedish folk tale. So in this story we all know that Ole is a daydreamer and he want without doing hard work he want toys, clasping knife and wagon and a pony and a beautiful house with a beautiful garden. So you know that you already knew that his mother was a widow who sold brooms, and after the death of Ole's father they could hardly make any living and even not buy things which fascinated Ole. So they lived in a old broken house and could not eat even a proper meal also. So one morning what happened, when he was sitting on the bench in the garden, Ole usually used to speak to himself, that he used to murmur himself. So he was saying that if he had a sharp knife, he would have caught the toys from it to play, and if he had a wagon he would carry the toys everywhere, and if he had a pony, like that he was murmuring. So next to that, one old man was sitting. He suggested Ole to go to the deep forest and sprinkle some salt on the magpie's tail. Magpie here, as I told you, magpie is the name of a bird. Its have magical powers, can make all your dreams come true. But he also suggested Ole to remember that he has to make the wish till the salt is on the tail, otherwise the magic may get over. So he went to the forest, he searched the magpie there. He thanked the old man and immediately he went in search of the magpie. He carried some salt as the old man had advised him to do. When he reached the woods, he found a group of magpies there. So as suggested by the old man, he did that one. So immediately he began making a plan to earn money to buy the knife. He started collecting the berries, selling them nearby towns, marketing with selling those. He earned enough money, bought a knife and ran to the jungle with a pinch of salt again. So when he went back to the forest, he did not have to search the magpie because it came flying as it was watching for him to come. She took the knife, checked it and said no. No, shook her head. Why? Because it was a very plain knife. She wanted a sharp stainless steel knife with a switchblade and a golden handle. So after saying this, Ole looked very sad, but he said, now I really get the type of knife you want, for which Magpie replied. But he has a lot of things. Saying this, the bird flew deeper into the woods. This made him very upset. The forest floor was full of woods. Ole used to use the knife to cut the toys from the woods, but was not able to make good toys for selling them. So till here we studied in the last chapter. Now we will continue the lesson. Please go through this chapter. Ole put the wagon to good use for ferrying heavy loads, wood, vegetables, earthen pots and sometimes even people. He had to work day and night to earn the money needed for buying a pony. When he had made enough money, he looked for a pony more carefully than he had for the wagon and bought a handsome black one with a thick shiny mane. Ole was excited while riding the pony to the woods. He was sure the magpie would let him sprinkle salt. He had a pocket full of salt with him that day with bated breath. Ole watched the magpie as she took a hard look at the pony. Shaking her head and flapping her wings, she declared, I prefer brown ponies. So here Ole used the wagon use to move the heavy goods like woods, vegetables, earthen pots, and sometimes he even transport the people from one place to another place with that wagon. He worked day and night to earn money to buy a pony as suggested by the magpie. When he had earned enough money, he started to search very carefully, more carefully than the wagon, and search for the pony. Pony, as I told you, it's a breed horse. He had found a handsome black pony with a thick shiny tail. Ole was excited. He was riding the pony with salt in his hand. Now already he bought a pony, so he was excitedly riding on the pony. He had a handful of salt to sprinkle on the magpie's tail. That day he had a pocket full of salt. With full patience he waited for the magpie to look at the pony. The magpie, shaking its head and flying, said, I like brown ponies. Again Ole disappointed here. Ole looked at her the most disappointedly and shouted, You are impossible to please. Am I? The magpie looked cockily at him before flying away. Hey, wait, I will get you a brown pony, Ole said desperately. Nope, now what I want is a house with a beautiful garden. You see, it's time this princess has a house of her own. So after telling this, the magpie flew away. Ole looked at the magpie sadly and shouted, You are just impossible. He made happy. I asked the magpie, looking at him in a wise manner, and flew away. Ole shouted, Flap, wait, I will, don't worry. Though you have disappointed me, I will try to get a brown pony. For which magpie replied, Now I don't want brown pony. I want a house with a beautiful garden. A princess has a house of her own. After telling this, he flew away. Ole was dumbfounded. See, Ole carrying the vegetables, fruits, earthen pots, and people from one place to another place to earn money. After that, having sufficient money, he bought a pony. So after having this pony, he riding in the deep forest to meet the magpie, having a pocket full of salt. See, but he was disappointed as magpie, after seeing this pony, she told that she want a brown pony. Though he disappointed, now Ole promised her that he will get a brown pony, but she refused, saying that now she want a beautiful house of her own. Ole was dumbfounded at the magpie's demand. Nevertheless, he began devising ways to earn money for buying the house. He harnessed the pony to the wagon and used the carriage for transporting heavier loads. He continued with the business of making toys too. He toiled so hard that soon he had more money than was needed to pay for the house. Thus, he not only bought a house with a garden view, but also set up a business venture with the extra money. So, what he did, he added the pony to the wagon and he made the transport vehicle and used to carry the heavier load also. Now, he got more money, he became very rich, and even he invested most of his earning on the business also. It was a time to go back to the woods to find the magpie and tell her about the accomplished task. So, after getting this, he was very happy that he had attached the pony to the wagon, and he used to carry the fruits, toys, vegetables, etc. So, now he made the toys, sell it in the market. So, the main task is to have the beautiful house in front of the beautiful garden. See, so all the tasks are over. Now, now he just want a beautiful house. So, Ole was shocked by the magpie's demand. Nevertheless, he started off thinking plans to earn money, and even he bought a new house. He tied the pony to the wagon and used to carry more heavier loads, as I told you, and he continued with the business of making toys also. His main business was making toys with the wood, and he worked so hard that soon he had more money, as I told you, and even he invested into extra business venture also. It was now time to go back to the woods to find the magpie and tell her that he had bought a new house for her. This time he had carried a pack of salt with him to sprinkle on the magpie's tail. First he used to carry the in a pinch of salt, afterwards salt in the pocket. Now he carried a packet full of salt to sprinkle on the magpie's tail. The magpie was sitting on the top of one of the tallest trees, looking far out at something. I have bought a house with a garden view. Now I may get to sprinkle salt on your tail and make my wish, shouted Ole from beneath. So the magpie was sitting on the top of one of the tallest tree, looking at something, and Ole went to the forest. He told that he bought a house with a garden view. Now can I sprinkle salt on your tail, asked the Ole, and wish for what I want, shouted Ole, standing below the tree. Still he has so many dreams, and he wanted to sprinkle the salt on the magpie's tail. So he took the permission. He was seeking the permission from the magpie that shall I sprinkle the salt on your tail. See, all the tasks are completed here. Pony, house, and he became a very rich person selling the toys. A clasping knife, he is having toys, pony, brown pony, and a beautiful house. So now what was the task? She stuck out her tail. The moment had come at last. He was trembling with excitement as he pushed his finger into the packet of salt. He barely managed to remove a pinch. He clumsily sprinkled the salt onto the bird's tail. So the magpie, she kept her tail out. The time had come out last. He was very excited. Magpie told, yes, you can sprinkle the salt. He was very excited. Finally he was going to sprinkle the salt on the magpie's tail. He pushed his fingers in his pocket to pull the salt. He barely managed to remove a pinch of salt, and he randomly sprinkled salt on the bird's tail. Well, say aloud what you wish for, the magpie prodded. Ole said eagerly, I want a pony. No, I have that. I want a wagon. No, I have that too. Hurry, said the bird, your time is running out. So after this, well, say out loudly, what is your wish, shouted the magpie. So after sprinkling the salt on the magpie's tail, the magpie told, so just to express your wish, as the time is getting over. Ole hurriedly said, I want a pony. So I want a pony. So pony, already I have that one. Wagon, that is also I have. I have that too. Hurry up, your time is passing up. By the way, what should he ask for? He had been so busy all this time that he forgot that all what he had wished he had got all of these. So finally he had the wagon, pony, beautiful house, but he forgot that he had all those things. Indeed, what should he ask for? He had been so busy working that he had completely forgotten all that he had ever wished for. 1, said the magpie. 2. Shh, give me a moment to think, Ole requested, but he could not think of a single wish. So as Ole was thinking, magpie started the counting. 1, 2, started counting. Magpie, shh, keep quiet, give me a minute. So Ole was confused. He was asking a time to express the wish there. He requested Ole but could not think of a single wish. 3, counted magpie. See. 3, counted magpie and shook her tail feathers. The salt fell down. As the magic powers were over, the salt fell down from the tail of the magpie and the magpie started to laugh loudly. The woods also started vibrating with the laughter. Ole started at the bird. Don't you have everything that you wanted? That too without making a single wish, as the magpie. So he realized that now you have everything. What's the wish left over there? You have a pony, you have a wagon, you clasping knife, and you have become a rich person also. You have a beautiful house. Now what's your wish? He asked the Ole. Indeed, he had everything that he had wished for. See, he had become a billionaire. He opened his own toys shop. Everything wished for, and he had not even noticed. He said, I work hard just to be able to sprinkle salt on your tail feather, which was quite unnecessary. I may as well have worked for myself. So yes, he had everything that he was wishing for, and he had not even noticed that he had everything gained from his hard work. I work hard only to sprinkle salt on your tail feathers. His main intention was to sprinkle the salt on the magpie's feather, which was not even necessary. I could have had work for myself alone. Yes, see. Yes, how do you explain that? As the magpie. Ole never did try to explain it. So he was confused in his life that how to express that he achieved his goal. He had quite well understood the value of self-help. So he understood the value of self-help there, and he realized that hard work makes life success. He settled down in a new house, continued to work hard, married a sweet young woman. So he had his own shop there. He has his own shop. He got married to a lady, and he raised his family with 2 sweet fine children. See, he settled in his life. He has having 2 kids, children and wife. Needless to say, he ensured that his children learn the value behind the belief salt on a magpie's tail. So now in the ending of the story, we are asked a question, how can we explain the last paragraph? But Ole never tried to explain that one, that he had understood the true value of self-help. He helped himself, he worked hard, and he achieved the goal and success in his life. He sat in his house, continued to work hard, married a sweet lady, and raised 2 children, and he never forgot to teach his children about the value of the belief behind salt on a magpie's tail. So children, always remember, self-help is the best help. This ends the chapter Salt on a Magpie's Tail. I will upload the notes in the WhatsApp group. Please watch the video carefully and answer the questions given in the home assignment. Meet you in the next class. Till then, stay safe. Just have a glance on the glossary here. Cockily means in an overly confident manner. Dumbfounded means greatly astonished. Errand means a task. Hysterically, in an uncontrollable manner. Muttering means privately expressing dissatisfaction. Perch means rested. So what is the home assignment question here means, Where did Ole find the material for making the toys? The magpie laughed dash on the seeing Ole's confusion. Mention few folk tales you knew. Write these answers and upload me in the WhatsApp group. Today I will send the notes of this lesson. This is the last part of this chapter. Meet you in the next class with a new poem. Till then, stay safe, stay happily, have a good day.